Aloha, welcome to the Mr.G podcast. Today is Wednesday, January 24th, 2024. We have good news, and that is my good friend Spidey Teren has been located at a hospital in Thailand. So a lot of people were worried about him. I'm not sure what his condition is. I did see a picture, and he seems to have all his arms and legs in place. I remember one person said in the comments when they asked Spidey's mom about him, she replied, "I'm sure he's alive. He's has a very tough will to live." And knowing Spidey, he is very actually precautious. You may think that he just goes by the wind, but he actually does take precautions on his safety and his whereabouts and not letting people take advantage of him. So he maybe just, went to the hospital. It's, probably a mental hospital knowing his crazy ass. But other than that, it's good that he's okay, and I hope he gets the help that he needs. So, uh, cheers, Spidey. All right. So today, on Wednesday, January 25th, we're going to talk about smoking. I was a smoker for 20 years, and from the age of about 16, from about 1996, a little over 20 years, until a few years ago. And I quit 1 year during that span, but I would still have like one cigarette per day. My grandmother, maternal grandmother, lived to be almost 100 years old, and she spent 20, 30 years from the age of like 55 to 75, 80. She would smoke one cigarette per day, an ultralight on the back porch. But now in 2024, smoking has become very uncommon. If you walking down the street and you see a young person smoking, it's like, what the heck? Are you a time traveler? What are you from the 80s? What are you doing smoking? If you go to a college campus, there are no very few people actually smoke cigarettes. And when I graduated in 2010, it was kind of like that. But I was on college campuses 12 years earlier in 1998. And I remember distinctly how many students smoked in 1998. Uh, I would go to the Metro coffee shop off of Guadalupe Street, and the second floor was all dedicated to smoking, and that had the most seating. And during a busy school night, it would be packed, and every single table, kids packing marbles, kids packing American spirits, and just smoking. And they had windows, and within 2 decades, they really clamped down on it, and they made it like uncool. When I started smoking, they had all these like anti-smoking ads on MTV paid for by the tobacco companies, but that didn't really help matters. The reason people stop smoking, mainly kids always want to rebel, but very few young people smoke now, but many young people vape. And it's odd that they put that in the same category, tobacco product. Are you using a tobacco product? There is no tobacco in a vape. It's nicotine. Are you using a nicotine product? So when I hear about that, and vaping is a great thing because you don't want young people to smoke. The economy doesn't. The governments across the world, they try to convince their citizens not to smoke. We're going to talk about what I think about smoking real quick, and then we'll look at the CDC facts and numbers with pretty much correspond to exactly what I'm saying here. So across the world, the number one burden on healthcare is smoking. It's people that smoke for 20, 30, 40 years. It's more than drinking, more than car accidents, more than cancer. Well, cancer goes with it, but by far, smoking is the worst thing and the largest financial health burden on governments across the world. Because the majority of these governments, they have uh, governed government paid health care, basically. So the more unhealthy your citizens are, the more it's going to cost the taxpayer. So they really encourage people not to smoke. And um, it wasn't always that way. Like I said, when I was growing up in the 90s, it was much more common for young people to smoke. It was rebellious, but now it's the most rebellious thing. So if you see somebody packing some cigarettes on a college campus, that person probably has a damn good taste in music, I would say. And smoking is the cool thing to do. Hey, what am I? Okay.